2 months after Pakistan's devastating floods, the waters are finally receding, but the humanitarian catastrophe continues to unfold. Over a fifth of the country was submerged underwater, affecting 20 million people, 1 in 10 of the total population. Today, food is still scarce and the people remain desperate. Aid agencies are now warning of an outbreak of malaria, that may be on the way. So why is it taking so long for Pakistan to recover, and should the international community be doing more, have been doing more, to help? I'm joined now by Mark Ward, who runs America's emergency assistance overseas for the US federal agency, USAID. When you read it, sometimes it looks as though it says USAID, doesn't it?
We say USAID.
USAID, USAID, exactly. And more important, in addition to everything else you're doing, you're just back.
I'm just back.
Just back from Pakistan.
That's right.
A couple of days ago. And now, how many people died in the tsunami?
In the tsunami, hundreds of thousands of people died.
How many people died in Haiti?
You've got me on that one.
Right. Oh, well, it's not a trick question, but I'll go on to the other one. How many people have died in Pakistan?
It's an interesting contrast. In the earthquake 5 years ago this month, over 80,000 people died in Pakistan. In these floods, less than 2,000 have died.
But from what we were saying there's still a danger because of either disease like malaria or lack of food.
Yeah. The public health worry that we have, even more than malaria, is contagious diseases like cholera. We've done a good job so far working with the Public Health Ministry in Pakistan in finding cases of cholera and dealing with them very quickly, and then training the community around those people how to keep themselves clean so that we're sure that it doesn't spread. But we've got to keep our eye on this because it can get out of hand.
And what about the situation in terms of the money given around the world? How much was given to the tsunami and how much to Pakistan this time?
The tsunami figures were in the billions. I don't think we'll ever see anything match those numbers. The response to the floods in Pakistan was a little slow in coming. And there are many theories about why. Floods take their time to get in the headlines because, every year they have a monsoon in Pakistan, every year it floods. And we didn't know until we were way into this that this was going to turn into such a devastating disaster. The funding has gone up. The UN appeals are getting funded now. The real challenge is going to be the long-term funding that we're going to need.
But you had said billions for the tsunami. Yeah. Has there been $1 billion for Pakistan yet?
There's probably about $1 billion now, but we're going to need billions, plural, for the long-term reconstruction of the country. And there will.
And Pakistan doesn't have that, but then I read in the papers and so on, nor does the world have that. But it must have it somewhere.
Well, Pakistan's going to have to do its fair share. It does have some resources. But yes, you're right. The world is going to have to come in to help because these floods were so devastating to the country's infrastructure, not just the people. So for the long term, we're going to have to rebuild roads and bridges and dams, which did a pretty good job, but ultimately some of them gave way. That's going to cost a lot of money. And of course, our goal in any major disaster like this is to try to rebuild that infrastructure better than it was so that the next time there's a disaster, this infrastructure holds up better.
It's very difficult to know what else can be done, isn't it? Is there anything that you wake up in the morning wishing was happening?
Well, the good news is people are going home now. As you said in the intro, the floodwaters are going down.
Yep.
Not in Sindh yet. They're taking a long time to dissipate in the south. But in the north, where the floods began, I saw it last week, over the weekend. People are going home. And frankly, it's inspiring to see what they're doing in these little communities in the middle of nowhere that are surrounded now by mud because of the floods. They're not waiting for us to show up to help them. They're beginning to put their lives back in order. They're taking that mud and rebuilding their homes. They're beginning to till that mud into the soil so they can start planting some vegetable seeds. They know winter's coming, so they know they have to take these steps.
And what about the situation in terms of attitudes to the United States and so on. Well, the United States is doing so much, and yet we quoted the sort of resentment that there is, which seems rather unfair with what they're doing. Is there anything more that can be done about that? I suppose in part it's also due to the drones or the American planes that drop bombs on Pakistan, trying to catch the Taliban, but sometimes hitting the civilians. I suppose that's part of it, isn't it?
Well, I was there a few days ago, and yes, the headlines now have changed. They're not so much on the humanitarian side of our work, but we've still got to keep it up. Of course, the United States would like that the Pakistani people understand that the American people are behind them. That, you know, we really do care about them during tough times like this.
Well, let's hope they get that message also from the world and so on, and that viewers in Pakistan know that the world is still thinking about them. After the break, as the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, meets in Washington, we ask, what are these currency wars and who's winning them?